Alright, I'm going to antique this. I don't know how that's going to look. Antiquing's more for getting like impressions and stuff, but this isn't really big enough to do too much for impressions and things. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is and give it an antiquing. I'm going to do a couple of layers, and I know I've said this before, but I want to repeat it because I try to. This I've had for several times. I keep reusing it. I use it for painting my miniatures, and I use it for doing my antiquing and stuff like this. And this is the same way. In fact, you can see stain on it and stuff from other past. And I try to reuse it as much as possible. This little water container came from a blister pack. I bought my dwarf miniature for that. And then gloves. I try to reuse gloves as much as possible. So I'm going to reuse these gloves, and we're going to get into staining that. Well, antiquing it. So I'm going to come through, put on my gloves. I'll use my gloves because you got to remember this stuff is made to dye leather. What is leather? Skin. You touch this against your skin, you're going to dye yourself. And I try to reuse daubers as much as possible too. This one's getting a little bent up. So we'll do antiquing. Now I know where this folds. I should actually make a mark where that folds, just because I know I don't have to go too far past that mark, because that inside's not going to matter, but it does here. So yeah, I'll actually just antique both sides. So it doesn't take much juice of antiques. You put it on, and then you take it off. I have a paper towel roll that I'm just kind of getting some paper towels with. So once it gets put on, it gets taken right off. And then same for this side. Now I'm going to put a couple of layers on there of this stuff. So now I just want to get where it's going to fold, and you can see inside the loop, like in there. I want to definitely get that covered. But I'll just stain the whole thing because there's not a lot to this part. And the same thing, just wipe it clean. And then for the edge, what I'm going to use is I'm going to take my dark brown, and that's going to be my edging all the way around here. So I'm not too worried about not getting the edges, because actually I'm not going to get the edges. I'm just kind of waiting for that part. So we're going to let that sit for a little bit. Actually not very long, because I got both sides to do. So that's got the one time pass on it. I'm going to get a second time. I'm actually going to go through and do this 3 times. I'm trying to get it evenly, but in this area obviously, but it's an antique gel. It's made to get down into stuff. So once that's on, just simply remove it. And I kind of want to work down in there because I'm not going to be able to get my brown into there. So I want to get where that is. And then now we just do this side. And then I'm going to do this one more time on both sides. Well, I don't know if I'll do it one more time on this side. This side's getting pretty dark. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have to worry too much about it on this side again. But I do want to go on the other side one more time. And like I said, I want to do this side one more time. So I'm just going to do this side one more time. But I don't think I need to do that. That's gotten really dark. So I don't think I have to worry about that too much. When it comes like that, it'll be all sewn up. I'm going to do this edge here though, because I won't be able to do anything with that once it's sewn together. So I'll just let that in there and stain, and that's going to darken it up pretty good. And this stuff is designed to get in there, so you put it in thick. And where this is really going to look awesome is when you see where the basket weave is done. That's going to make that basket weave really pop out. I think around the lettering, it's going to make all that pop out too, because I left that little part right by the lettering open. So you got the green paint and the black paint and the little thing around it. I think this is going to do a third different color and really make those letters pop up. So now that I got that all good, I'm going to come by and just remove it. I think that's exactly what I wanted right there for coloring. And that's what I wanted. That's exactly what I was looking for. Now, like I said, I like to save as much as possible. So I'm going to come through and try to get as much antiquing off my dauber. That way my dauber's going to be able to be reused too. And then doesn't even turn the water color hardly at all, cleaning it up off there. Oop, this is starting to get a rip in it. I'm going to have to figure out something else for that then. Now there's not a lot of color coming off there, so I know I got it cleaned up for the most part. That's why I have a rubber band on these things too, so that this dauber will stay with that until I decide to get a new dauber. But this dauber is doing pretty good, so I'm not going to complain about it. It's still got some life in it. And I still try to reuse these gloves, so I'm not going to destroy them. I'm just going to kind of be nice when I take them off. And if I get like a finger that's turned inside out, that doesn't matter too much to me, because then you just make the rubber glove chicken basically, and you just blow it up and those fingers will pop right back out. So then that's good for when I do the other part of the strap. And I'm going to try to get as many uses as I possibly can out of these. Save money in the long run, and it doesn't diminish anything for the value of the product that I'm working. And there, clean hands. Woohoo! So I'm just going to, all I have to do now is dump out the water and let that dry. I'm going to let that dry for 24 hours. I'm going to let the other paint dry for 24 hours. Well, the paint, not just the dye. So this is going to dry for 24 hours. Then the paint on the belt here, I don't know if you can see this. I don't have my glasses on. That's going to dry for 24 hours. Then I'm going to put a resist on that. Then I'll get this and I'll probably take the irons to this and get it all ready to do stitching on it. But yeah, that all turned out really nice. I like how that looked. That black stitching sitting in there is going to look real nice. And I think I'm good. So for this part, there's not really much I can do. It's time to put this to rest for a while. Later on, I'm going to come through and I'll do that edge banding quick. And that won't take much at all. In fact, I probably won't even do that on camera. I just have to be careful with my dauber so I don't get it up too far on the edge. I just want up on the sides here. I just want to get that edge done and darken that up and make that really look good and contrasting. So it gives something for the eye to look at. It's not all one blah color. Okay, I'm going to put some edging on here. Just on the edge. Just to do a nice clean edge and everything. So I got my dark brown stain. Let me get some paper towels. Now I've heard some people say, and I'm going to give it a try, is to get your dauber wet and then knock out most of the water. They say that helps create a nice, smooth, even dye. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So I got that mostly knocked out. We're going to just come in here, get the dauber. Now what I want to do is I just want to do a nice coat on the edge. So I don't want to push too hard. I just want it to hit the edge. And that's it. I don't want to go any further. I don't want to go on the side. I just want a nice clean edge. That's all I'm looking for right there. It's that nice clean edge. It'll look good burnished up. And I don't want to put too much pressure, because I don't want the cotton to wrap and get onto the top. And I shouldn't have to do a lot of coatings of this. That should be done. All I should have to do is stitch that up to the buckle piece here, to this piece, and then to the buckle, and that part should be all done. I'm not going to burnish it until I get it sewn up. Once I get it sewn up, I'm going to hit it with some carnauba oil. Really get that leather worked in good. Replace some of those oils and stuff that it's lost through all this dyeing process, the working process, getting it wet and stuff. So I got to replace some of that oil to make it so that that piece of leather works for a long time. Otherwise, that part is almost done. That's a quick part. The rest of it, though, I still have to do the Resolene on the paint where it's painted, and I still got to go over it after that with the antiquing, the whole thing. That antiquing is really going to bring out the basket weave and stuff, so that's going to be pretty nice. And then I just have to pop that hole. Once that's all done, pop the hole for the rivet, sew it up, and that should be done too. So I'm pretty close to the end of this build, and I've got some projects to go after this. I've got 4 knife sheaths I got to make. I got some people asking me for some nice sheaths that I said I would do, and then we'll go from there. Everything should clean up nice though. Alright, now that's the dyeing of that part. Like I said though, this piece now is done for the dyeing. It should just be where I need to sew it and then burnish those edges, and I should be good to go. I'm going to probably burnish this edge and this edge and get them sealed up though before I actually sew it. That way that edge actually has a nice burnish to it. And then I might just add a burnish now, well, after the dye dries. Just a light one though. I'm not going to do two, but those ends I'm definitely going to get a burnish on them and then get that sewn up. Once that's sewn up though, like I said, it should be all done, and just waiting for the rest of it to be done, and then just assemble it and give it to the customer. So thanks for watching this video, and have a good day.